Pete Hegseth's comments at the Shangri-La Dialogue have once again highlighted what many see as one of the biggest contradictions in modern geopolitics. Standing in Asia and warning that China cannot be allowed to dominate its own region while the United States maintains military forces, bases, alliances, and strategic assets throughout that same region, inevitably raises questions about hypocrisy. China's rise has been one of the defining stories of the 21st century. Over the past few decades, it has transformed itself into an economic powerhouse, expanded its military capabilities, and increased its influence across Asia, Africa, Latin America, and beyond. Naturally, this has created concern in Washington, which for decades has been the dominant power in the Indo-Pacific. The result is a growing competition between an established power seeking to maintain its position and a rising power seeking a larger role in shaping the future world order. When Hegseth argues that China should not become a dominant force in Asia, many in Beijing and elsewhere hear something very different. They hear a foreign power telling nations in the region how security should be organized, while simultaneously insisting its own military presence remains necessary. It is not difficult to understand why such remarks are received negatively by those who believe Asia's future should increasingly be determined by Asian nations themselves. Of course, every nation has the right to protect its interests and prepare for future challenges. China has that right. Japan has that right. India has that right. The United States has that right. The problem arises when one nation appears to claim privileges for itself that it would oppose if exercised by another. That is where accusations of double standards begin to emerge. What this story ultimately demonstrates is that the United States continues to view China as its primary long-term competitor. Washington sees containment as necessary. Beijing sees containment as evidence that America is unwilling to accept a changing balance of power. Both sides believe they are acting defensively. Both sides accuse the other of creating instability. Meanwhile, it is ordinary people across the region who risk paying the price if tensions continue to escalate. Most citizens are not interested in great power rivalry. They are interested in jobs, affordable living costs, economic growth, and a peaceful future for their families. Yet increasingly they find themselves caught in the middle of geopolitical competition that stretches from trade and technology to military deployments and competing narratives. The reality is that influence across the world is changing. New centers of power are emerging. The multipolar world that many analysts predicted appears to be taking shape before our eyes. Whether one supports that transition or opposes it, it is becoming harder to ignore. The question now is whether major powers can adapt to this new reality through cooperation and mutual respect, or whether they continue down a path of confrontation and rivalry. Time will tell which course is chosen, but comments such as these serve as a reminder that the struggle over who shapes the future international order is far from over. This has been the JR Voice. Stay tuned for more unpacking of global headlines.